sign on to that particular agreement, you want the school to remain shut?
Sulai, it's better the schools remain shut than to open and we go back to status quo. It is better
go back to status quo?
Status quo that's the demand of ASU.
But have you seen what the federal government is offering?
The what?
The breakdown. Have you seen the latest breakdown of what they are offering?
I have seen the breakdown. I'm coming. I've seen the breakdown. Let me give you one shocking.
Not the funds for these fees, but the one that they now say, well, we'll allocate funds for construction of hostels, bed spaces.
I'll tell you
students'
that.
tuition.
I'll tell you that. See, we're not dons in this country. I'm aware of the fact that you have what is called TET fund in the tertiary institutions, which is Tertiary Education Trust Fund, formerly ETF. Now, TET fund is being managed by the university community, the students' union, the ASU, the council of authorities in the universities. And most of the projects they embark through TET fund has been very, very successful. Now, the federal government has dipped its hand into TET fund, removing certain billions of naira from there. Now, recently, the president embarked on the tour of some tertiary institutions in this country and came up to say, oh, okay, I'm going to provide 1,200 bed spaces, and it's going to cost us 2 billion naira. Divide 1,200 bed spaces by 2 billion, you'll be having 1.6 million naira per bed space.
No, Mr. Hekari, I think that we should put things in context here. I think you're referring to the letter that was written by Mr. Fage to the head of the National Economic Empowerment Development Strategy, that's the NEEDS chairman. I think that is the letter that you're quoting, and I do not think that they have stated categorically that the federal government has dipped its hands into TET funds. They are saying that they do not want the monies to be, they want to know the source of the 130 billion naira, that they do not want monies already allocated to the sector to now be recycled back. They haven't said categorically that that was what the federal government has done. Yes, we're also seeing the complaints concerning the hostels, but they're saying,
there's a statement there which says, look, the scenario there is, he says, quote, we want to make it clear that it will never be acceptable to our union. We believe that monies meant to fund projects in universities should be sent to the university just as it is the practice with TET fund. Yeah. That's to the extent TET fund was mentioned.
Yeah. Not that the federal government has dipped its hand. And then concerning the hostels, they're saying that we are worried that instead of allocating 1.2 billion naira each to construct 3,000 bed space hostels, and then they went on to mention other hostels, because I think it depends on the category your university is mentioned, that you get a particular amount of money to build certain hostels. They are worried that how many hostels now? That 1.500, beg your pardon now. The Secretariat has changed that to constructing 1,400 bed space hostels in 25 universities at the cost of 2 billion naira. So it seems that there is a uniform pricing and a uniform amount of bed spaces that is going to be built for each university. They say that they see no rationale in this. So it's not a question of, the cost, but they are also, looking at the flatness of the rate, as it were. These are things that are negotiable. Are these things that ASU should really be bothered about, or they should be more concerned about the learning materials, for the students, learning materials and educational aids that they are going to be using in the classroom? Don't you think that ASU seems to be missing it here?
No, Markwe. If you really go into the needs assessment thing, the demand of ASU, I said it's all encompassing. It has gone beyond what you're saying now. It has entered the era of we want good classroom.
So what does the University Senate do, or the authorities who are saddled with this fund, who manage this fund? What do they do with these funds, the one they got before? Yeah. Anybody gives account to anyone?
You see, that is where ASU is also saying that we want autonomy. Autonomy to manage these things. All right? We want to manage these things. It's our property. You cannot be managing somebody's property from outside.
We'll have to continue this debate at a later date. Unfortunately, we'll have to end it here. Some interesting points raised here. Declan Ihekere is a national coordinator concerned Human Rights Nigeria. Thank you for coming on this morning.
You're welcome.
We'll return in just a moment. Join us again.
If you want to know what's trending or you miss your favorite live shows, you can watch it all on our YouTube channel. Simply log on to www.youtube.com/channelsweb. Scroll down to your favorite program and click play. You can also view all uploaded videos by clicking on View All. Don't forget to subscribe and get the latest videos. If they are interesting, like them and be heard. Get connected with the channel's television YouTube page. The news at your fingertips.
Welcome back. Well, we'll run through your comments. Let's take this one from David. Okay, well, Enyi.
No, go ahead.
Okay, let me read David Ayagba. He says, well, let's be careful with the situation in Taraba. I see the opposite parties cashing in on it, and the whole situation is taking a religious dimension, and I fear for the state. We all know that in the past, there was jubilation in Taraba State when news filtered in that the governor was dead. So now we know those... he said who wished him dead. Well, sad.
Well, this one is from Zamil. Okay, now we're taking tweets. Suntai's return is what this one is titled. Enyi says the Taraba State issue is simple. Let the governor address the people of the state. That way, everyone can assess his fitness or otherwise.
Well, Kinsley, the Constitution cannot preempt everything. Sincerity is very important. Britain has no Constitution.
Osato says, until Nigerians live above religious and tribal sentiments, situations like this will continue to happen.
And Olayinka believes that the governor will address the people. Let's just give him some time. The Constitution is clear.
All right, that's it. Ngozi Okolie, Olufemi, Victor.
Britain has no written Constitution.
Well, there you go. All right, that's it for today. We thank you for watching. I'm Chamberlain Uso.
Well, thank you. I'm Maokwe Ogun.
Well, many thanks. I'm Sulaiman Alede.
At first, it's only anticipation that something is about to happen. This is one thing that makes life interesting. To compete not only with players across the field, but across the world. It makes me feel joy when we win and sorrow when we lose. The action and reaction, colliding, falling, dropping, despite the odds. I love it because it brings me tears. Tears of victory, tears of joy. The skill that leads to the pass that leads to the shot that leads to the goal that determines the ultimate. Channel Sports, defining the moment of true sport.
A time comes in the life of every race when people are driven by echoes of the past to chart a course for an exalted future. Africa is at this threshold, as major actors in the Africa arena plot a renaissance towards common destiny. Let's pedal across the streams of yesterday, from the backstreets of Africa to the defining roles of policymakers, the political realities of the African nation, balance of power, and the strive to sustain national interest and identity. Join us on Network Africa on Channels Television.